Right. How many polling stations?
I think the company that fine.
About 20 people then?
Yeah. Oh, you should have expected us.
Oh, we're going in. I like you with the fancy. Evening.
I do believe it is.
Where are you going to go, darling? I'm going to sit at the side a little bit here. Out the way. Let me move my chair. Is that alright? I was going to try and squeeze in this.
This way you want to come.
Get in there.
Is that the best place? Sweetheart?
Yeah, she can get in here.
Is that alright?
That's it, you get in there.
Thank you very much.
With all this lot of new.
Thank you.
Go to that.
Cheers, mate.
Not your toes.
You're all right. You're all right.
Left hand down.
Lovely. Thank you.
Sorry, I'll pass it round.
No. Any chairs? Don't worry.
Sorry. Which one's mine? Get the noise in, don't you? Thank you. Just waiting for the car.
Sign there.
I'm alright, thank you. Do you want to?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
They need to know that. True. Only people who are on our
I know.
they can be here. Thank you. Sorry? Sorry, I'm just waiting for the clock. Oh my God. Oh, I raised that thing you asked me about the I will be really prompt. Ben is going to tomorrow, and I'm going to raise it down because he knew nothing about it. He didn't, like it. And when he was going to ask me questions, and then raised it because he was outraged. So it has already gone to the next step. Yeah. Okay. And he'll get back. But at least they're aware of it. And the management should be aware of it. You can't believe they've done it if they don't know. It's like putting things out in our name if we haven't believed it, really. So anyway, it's in hand. If you could just reassure them more on that.
It's all right,
Yeah. It has.
Yeah, David's done it.
David.
No, it's been last week.
Trust us, we do not want to fall down it either. So,
No, it's all right, look, yeah, it's been done.
Does it mean that's on it again?
you're not on it yet.
That's me waiting.
Yeah,
David did it.
We'll watch for you going down.
we'll see what's the whole thing.
Yeah, well.
Find out. Did you enjoy London?
Oh, it was fantastic.
So good area.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant.
Good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, look like it.
And the people around as well were more. On one of the trips back from Trafalgar.
Sorry for the delay. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting. Could I ask please, is anyone intending to record the meeting? Thank you. Thank you. And you are recording, sir? Yes, obviously. So are we, and so we have the recording as well.
Can I just ask a question on that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I was very concerned about the filming of the meeting last month and the purposes to which it was put. I thought that the edited version that was put out with all the derogatory comments underneath, I thought that when Mr. Pickles allowed the filming of council meetings, to which I have no objection to whatsoever, I think it's all the right thing to do, part of democracy, but I don't think he envisaged the purposes to which it appears that the filming of this meeting has been put, and I thought that both that edited version, which was meant to humiliate certain members of this council, and the derogatory comments that were placed underneath and indeed invited from other people, I thought was extremely unfortunate. I just made that comment.
I also, the meeting that was put onto YouTube, was actually a meeting of November the the November meeting. And I did write to the Secretary of State to complain about the use to which these recordings are being put, which I'm sure was not the intention of the Secretary of State. I have had a reply today, actually. Thank you for your email about the meeting of the Edwinstowe Parish Council, which has been forwarded to me. I'm sorry to hear your concerns about the filming of your Parish Council meeting. The government's intention is to improve the openness and transparency of local government bodies, including parish councils, so that local people will know how decisions are taken. And I think we have no problem with that whatsoever. As explained in the Plain English Guide, Open and Accountable Local Government, which is available, and it gives a website, anyone who wishes to film a council public meeting should be aware of the limitations highlighted in the guide. If the council is of a view that the outcome of the film does not reflect the proceedings at its meeting, which I think is our view at the moment, looking round, the council should determine how to address the issue because it is a local matter. The department cannot intervene because local councils are independent of central government and are directly accountable to their local people. And I think that may be something that will need adjourning for a future council.
You know, Theresa May, she's done something good at last.
Right. Apologies for absence, please.
I'm sorry, can I ask you a question before that?
Oh, sorry, yes.
I too saw the YouTube video, but I also saw all of the comments of which I know some of our village members were part of, that there was an intention to come and disrupt this meeting, and that a number of people from outside this area were planning on coming to Edwinstowe to the meeting with the purpose of disrupting the meeting. So I truly hope that, as I do see a number of people in here, that I don't recognise that that isn't their intention.
Absolutely not. No.
Never has
I think we must also recognise that the person who posted the video on YouTube must take some responsibility for that. Okay. Anyone else? Sorry. Okay, we'll go on to apologies and absence for reasons for absence, please.
Councillor Barry's sickness and Councillor Freeman is giving apologies.
Okay. Do we accept those, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Disclosures of interest by members and employees, items on the agenda. Has anyone got a disclosable interest? No? Thank you. Approve the minutes of the ordinary meeting of the council held on the 12th of March. You had these some time ago. Do you agree that I can sign them?
Agree.
True and correct record? Thank you. Okay. Matters arising from those minutes, we have non-agenda. Has anyone else got any, please? No? Okay. Right, to receive questions and petitions from members of the public, can I remind you that only people who are on the electoral register of Edwinstowe, this parish, can ask questions. Anyone can attend the parish council meetings, but only people who are registered on the electoral register may ask questions.
What about people that are wanting to move into the area?
You have to be on the electoral register. Could I have any indications from people who are on the electoral
According
register?
to what law is
Thank
that?
you.
According to what law? Yeah, what law states that anybody can't ask questions?
That's discrimination, surely.
It's
No?
just for clarification, for example.
Is this your guidelines, or is it the county council's guidelines, or is this central government
We're
guidelines?
just asking for clarification, that's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We know that this is the case. I'm not going to put up with being barren.
You know this is a case.
Would you like to ask your question? I know you are on the electoral register.
Right. Last year, the council refused to allow the democratically elected chairman of the Allotment Association to speak about the allotment situation. and he was speaking at the request of those members who had elected him. And the reason given was that they said that no one has the right to speak on parish matters if they do not live within the parish boundary and are on the electoral roll. And yet, you allow a person to vote and help make decisions about parish matters when they live outside the parish, and they will stand for election and will be able to make decisions, if elected, about parish matters. Can you please explain where the justice is in these double standards?
I think I can answer that one, actually. The justice you'll have to take up with the Department for the Environment. I can't qualify that. It does clearly state, I took the applications in myself, that if anyone lives within 3 miles of the parish boundary, which is almost at roundabout, thank you, it is, yeah. They are eligible to stand in the parish. If they have a business in, or their main place of work was in the parish, they are eligible to stand in the parish. Or if they have lived at an address in the parish in the last 12 months, albeit for a limited time, they are eligible to stand. And on those 3 counts, the person you're talking about is eligible. So that is the law. If you don't like the law, I can't change that.
Can you define the law that it's applicable to, please?
Yeah. What could you please quote the law? The actual, I'm going to statutes or any active consent.
No. I shall be adjourning this if I have one more interruption. I think the person
People are just
who
asking
asked the question
questions.
is well aware of this, because Nigel Hill at Newark and Sherwood has given all this advice, and I think you'll probably find it in the 1972 Local Government Act. Would you like to carry on?
Yes, then I would like to understand why I've attended parish meetings in other areas and there's been no problem with me asking questions at all.
Yeah.
Always. It's a public meeting.
Yeah.
And when I queried this, I've been told that it's a public part of the meeting. And
They may be allowing that. That is not in our standing orders. We go by what is in our standing orders. These standing orders have been properly and duly adopted, and they are the recommended standing orders from the National Association of Local Councils, and we took advice as well from Newark and Sherwood Democratic Services. There is no more I can say. What other councils choose to do, I am not answerable for.
So may I just clarify what I've heard? And that is that you can't talk on an Edwinstowe matter if you don't live in the village, but you can make a decision if you're voted and you don't live in the village.
I'm not going to further explain. I have explained why one of our councillors is eligible to stand. I will just say that on the previous council to this, which was a totally different council, there was someone who runs a business and actually lives in Mansfield Woodhouse, and it was perfectly okay for him to stand, and I didn't question that because he had a business.
I wouldn't question it if we weren't disallowed speaking.
Okay, are there any other questions, please?
You say you're a democratic council, but you went against a decision on the allotments, and 3/4 of the people said they wanted the allotments to stay in the hands of the original people, and you totally ignored that.
Again, the only answer I can give to that is that you need to take that up with the Secretary of State, because the decisions of those are not binding, and that is very clearly stated in the local law.
So you don't live in democracy?
Pardon?
You don't live in democracy?
Can I just make a point? But at the original parish poll meeting, there were 14 people who put their hands up. There were 40, how many were there?
48.
14 put their hands up calling for the parish poll. You weren't allowed to ask for a vote for people to vote against having the parish poll. The only ones that were counted were 14 people who put their hands up. How is that democracy?
It's not.
It's a dictatorship.
Okay. Are there any other questions, please?
That one hasn't just been answered. He's just asked a question and you haven't answered it.
Sorry. No, that is not a question. Yeah. Sorry, Karen.
So Sorry, I think John asked the question.
You quite clearly asked a question.
It was a rhetorical question.
No,
No,
it was a question.
I think people in the audience misunderstand what the parish poll was and who called it, that it wasn't our meeting.
It wasn't
The
our
parish
meeting.
poll was something that was called outside the parish council, it wasn't our
Yeah.
meeting, and we weren't part of it.
Okay.
And I'd like to remind you actually that as Parliament...
Right, Miss, no, you can't.
As Parliament has been actually suspended, we currently do not have a Secretary of State, so maybe you would like to answer the question.
Would you like to ask a question?
Could you please answer the question? Because we don't have a Secretary of State.
Can we move on to
This is not helpful.
No, it's not for us to answer.
Okay, I'm adjourning the meeting until the interruption. Do you agree with that, everyone?
No, I don't agree.
No, don't agree with that. This is a public meeting and members of the public are speaking.
Can I ask you to obey standing orders?
Absolutely ridiculous.
What you don't know about standing orders, obey the rules. That's what you do on council, and that's what we do.
Tell me what
Whose
rules
rules?
obey.
No,
Can you
we've
quote
asked
the
you
laws?
to leave because you have constantly interrupted. We cannot conduct this meeting.
It's
This
a
is
public
not.
meeting.
It's a public
This is
meeting.
not helpful. We will.
Somebody's questioned you, that's the problem.
We will conduct the rest of the meeting after
Excuse
the
me,
members of the
just one
public have
moment,
left.
please. Why have you singled me out on this?
Because your Facebook is your conversation with these people.
This is the outcome.
Because I shared someone else's Facebook message.
This woman.
No, you were part of this conversation.
How do you know that? How do you know that,
To
love?
this meeting.
You're making assumptions. You're making assumptions that snaps out of you and me.
These people are adults and they're their own masters.
And you had no,
Are you
at no
from this
point
parish,
did you
you know?
ask them not
I
to.
think you're moving in there.
I've been asking them to stay away for over a year. I just withdrew my request.
Well, you've not been asking very successfully.
Why should you have to? Do you have something to hide?
It needs to close, this meeting needs to close.
This meeting is suspended until the members of the public have left.
What, the members of the public leave the public meeting?
No, we'll stay.
The chairman,
If you're going to read
Yeah, that's right. They can reconvene it when we're gone. We'll be here.
you should stand up and close the meeting.
Sorry, don't
They'll carry on with it.
No, no, but that's in standing orders, you should stand up.
The meeting will not resume.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
I think it's...
We can't hear what you were saying.
suspended, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, you were talking to somebody. You were looking this way.
I think at the moment the questions issued to members of the council is from members of the public that they don't want to address. Calling them adjournment to a meeting as not to address it is not a wise move, it's a wrong way.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
We're asking for where your guidelines come from and
That's what I
it's
saw.
made up by yourselves to squash any challenge issued to you.
Nobody's asked an unfair question, but you've not answered one of them at all.
Give yourself one.
Not answered a single question.
Don't you like it when people come and support people and they stand up to the bullies?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually make
That's
meals
what the
out of
problem
bullies.
is. You're not allowed to bully people all the time, and that's so you close the meeting.
I think really you should call the police. Yeah, call the police.
Call the police.
What do you like?
Call them.
We're not running anywhere.
Call the
Call who you want.
Yeah.
Call them.
Call the police for disturbing the meeting.
Do it.
You're ending it. You're refusing to answer questions to members of the public in a public meeting.
The public can ask questions whatever they want.
And you're a public servant, you seem to forget that. Not serving yourself, you serve the public.
You can't do what you want. You can't just do what you want.
That time is finished. That time is over now, sunshine. Everybody's accountable. And this is why we're
I
here.
saw you on the video,
Yeah.
and you have justice. Yeah, you. Yeah, you know what you did.
Very unprofessional.
This is disgusting. That.
Yeah, just angry and ashamed and turn away.
And then you're going to be moaning about what's happening on social media when you're making yourself look like this.
Should we carry on with the meeting? Should we sit down and carry on?
If what you were doing wasn't wrong, you wouldn't have a reason to be embarrassed, would you?
The meeting will resume when the members of the public have left.
But it's a public meeting.
Wow.
That
It's
does
a
not
public
fit in
meeting.
with the
That's
LGA
hilarious.
As to why you can exclude
Would you mind sitting back there, please?
Dennis.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, I'm not staying.
In that case, I'll just go ask the members of the Parish Council. Do you agree that we close this meeting?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Meeting closed.
Meeting closed.
When's the next one, please?
We'll be back. We've started.
We've got about democracy.
I mean, I don't see it.
I don't know where.
And I hope you're very pleased.
No, I think that's...
You're very ashamed of yourself.
You have to leave now because we're locking up.
Are you pleased with yourselves? Hey?
These people are
Very nice.
You can make excuses.
I actually want to see what's going on.
I don't want anybody making excuses for me, thank you very much. Excuse me.
We speak for ourselves. Nobody speaks for us.
That's what I told you about on Saturday.
Are you making threats? Are you making threats? They are on camera. You are aware you're still being recorded.
This is not bode well for Edwinstowe United.
It doesn't bode well for you.
Have a nice day.
No, it's not.
If everything you were doing was right in here, you wouldn't mind it being on film. You wouldn't mind what was being put on YouTube because it wouldn't be so shameful, would it, dear? We didn't put things in there that didn't happen. They're only filming what happened, the truth. Do you not like the truth?
And the people that do the videos can't control the comments underneath them. I'm sorry, it's YouTube.
And when councillors do that and that in a public meeting...
Members of the public can't speak in a public meeting.
Did you just...
Wow.
Did you get that on camera? Thank you.
Of course I will. Put it on then. What's your name, Lisa? No, come on.
Yes, it is. It's councillor. Andrew.
It says it all.
Pauline, are you associated with what's going on?
Good.
Listen. Just listen.
As far as I'm concerned.
Go on, you have to listen. He's ready to make another threat. He wants to make another threat.
And I
You're a private person and you're not the chair of Edwinstowe United.
Are you a magistrate while you stand there? No, you're not. Are you?
Okay, my other question for you, do you approve of this behaviour?
I don't approve of your behaviour.
But do you approve?
Nobody's looking for approval of... I don't give a shit whether you approve
I
or
will say
not.
to those of you who are here, you have had a very one-sided perspective of this parish council.
Well, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, to get the whole view, but you don't want any of us to speak. You don't want members of the public to speak.
It's a very vindictive person in this village you are. Pardon? Could you repeat that? Camera, please.
She's a very vicious person, apparently. Don't worry. It's ridiculous. Wow.
Oh, vicious. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Did
vicious.
you know that I also brought the house prices down?
Did you really? All by yourself? Well, maybe people have seen what the parish council are like and nobody wants to live here anymore if they know how they're going to be treated.
I've been to some meetings that this is absolutely the worst.
Advantage of council.